Okay, I believe we're live.
Yes, we are.
We are live and coming at you. Everybody, please, a moment of silence for the loss of Amanda Smith. Huge supporter of ours. Thank you.
And I would like to say a prayer for as well. So dear Heavenly Father, please accept Amanda May's arms and bless her family, even though they lost a loved one, and being able to keep them strong, and being able to let them press forward, and being able to remember the good and happy times and memories that they had with their mother. Amanda, and being able to do so in Jesus' name. I pray.
Yeah. She was always a supporter.
Yes,
Always showed love.
Yes.
And for that, I greatly appreciate you.
I know she always told me how good of a father I was to this today. So I'm not with her a lot.
I don't think she would lie. You are good at that.
Well, I try to be. I mean, we're not perfect, but we do the best we can. And I always told her, she's like, no, you're doing everything we need to do.
You took on a lot of responsibility. You're not knowing the father.
Yeah. Well, in my case, it was I had to be here for my kids.
I did. So, I couldn't imagine that not being there.
Yeah.
With my kid.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's
Great. It's going hard.
it's a hard for you to be like single and be a single parent, and it takes a toll on you. You got to do all this preschool intro stuff, and making sure that you're all the shots, making sure you got this, after school, the school that you get, like all this extra stuff that they want you to send your kids to school with. And this is necessary. I mean, why can't I just stuff this the kids need? And I understand that other kids need too, as well. But it's one of the things that not everybody has. Like, a budget, like certain people.
Speaking of school.
Yeah. School.
I hate my kid go. I used to get him when he went to home. Used to get it every day. I wake up at 2:30.
Yeah.
And never get a bother. And it's up.
So
I carry him everywhere I go, and it's always in my heart.
yeah.
But yeah, no, the quality time is it's tough, but I mean, sometimes life
Yeah, and honestly, true, man. Quality time is a lot, especially when you have boys. Quality time that they spend with father is pretty much basically what they're learning from you becoming men when they get older and go out on the towards the world. Yes.
rolling.
Yes. It is.
Lots of say, no, you're rolling.
I thought it was can you smell like the this country.
He also did say that. So today's topic is the school system.
Yeah.
And I'm going to express how I feel it is expired. Like it has ran out of time. And an analogy that I always use is You want to drink spoiled milk.
No way. Why would I?
Like the school system definitely changed. There's a lot of nonsense that they're teaching children and teenagers. That I mean, I've never used in mind, and I feel like that's what school should be. Why do I need? I mean, you should be able to have those classes. Like they should be options. If you're really interested in science, I mean, we should still have those classes. But I feel like we should cater more to the kids. I know. I went through school every day. Like, why is it sitting here wasting time? Like I'm literally wasting time. And I like school. I like school up until third grade.
Oh no.
And once I hit fourth grade, I was just kind of like. I mean, I had subjects that I was interested in, math, PE.
I say that I think when we're all kids, our entire school life for so long, but we have no choice but to go because our parents were like, "When does I go to school?"
Well, yeah, but if a parent doesn't send the kid to school, then the parent could go to jail.
She said there's a big pickup. It's
Repeat. That's no good.
Yeah,
Thank you, Brenda.
Thank you for killing
Is it on my mic or
Is it mine?
is it both?
It's probably both. Is it still there?
I don't. It always shows like a little bit late. And plus, they're like on a 5 or 10 second delay.
Both. Okay. No,
Technical difficulties.
maybe kind of try to fix that.
Technical. That's a technical foul.
Now is it still there?
Is it there? It's up in the air.
Catch it.
And Brenda's a saint for this.
Yeah, thank you for telling us. Because I never caught it until after it was over.
You're phenomenal. Mine's good. Haha, I'm good. You're not. Haha.
That's okay. That's all right.
Thanks, Brenda. That's the best compliment I ever got in my life.
Now how's my night? Am I better?
Actually, not really. The best compliment I ever received was you ooze confidence. And at that time, I was just developing confidence and was learning to break out of my shell. So it definitely, like, I was like, wow, okay, this is working. This is working.
So I don't know. Maybe it's because they're too close.
I don't know, but is DJ Crow good? Brenda, is she still here? I think she's still here.
I hope so. Because she was a big fat cover me. Because if not, I gotta fix it.
We're 10 minutes in.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll just talk, and if there's the echo, somebody just please leave a comment and let us know.
Yes.
But we're gonna get going about the school system, and as I was saying before, I feel like the school system is expired, and I feel like it should cater more to the kids. Those are the most important years of your life, I think. And
Thank you for letting us know. I appreciate that.
yes, thank you.
I'm glad it sounds great now.
And that's what helps build you into the person you are. And I can say, like, yeah, after the third grade, when I was in fourth, I was like I feel like I'm wasting time. Like all I wanted to do was just stare out the window. And I wasn't like a misbehaved kid. I always like was well behaved. I've won awards for being so well behaved and being so kind. Um, but yeah, I had those subjects that I was just like, and I feel like I had like an internal knowing that it was like, Brad, you're never gonna use this. Like,
Yeah.
why do you even care?
Oh,
Like, you shouldn't even care.
oh yeah.
And I'm sorry to say, and you can bash me for this all you want, but I've told Katie, the mother of my child, that whenever it comes to school, like if we have the parent teacher conference and they're talking about my son's grades, I'm gonna be like, either the teacher isn't teaching it interesting enough, or he just don't care. And I'm not gonna discipline him for not caring about something, especially if it's something that he's not gonna use in his future.
That is true.
And I honestly, I don't care if he went to college because I think college is a scam. Like we have the internet now. You can watch professors speak from the highest of colleges.
Yeah.
I've done that a lot. Like I've listened to that, but I still feel I feel like it's a scam.
Yeah.
Like, oh great, now I graduate high school, learned a whole bunch of pointless ass knowledge that I'm never gonna use, and cool. Now I'm going to college and putting myself in debt right from the start of my adult life. Unless if you get like a full ride or, or if money isn't a problem for you, then I mean, not all of us are blessed like that.
That is true. That is true.
But yeah, I feel like it's expired. They're kind of just teaching pointless stuff. And now we know that it's pointless. Like we as adults, like I went through school. I retained the shit that I needed to retain, but all the shit that was pointless information, gone. And I can say that was probably 80% of all of it. Such as nursing and even welding. Yeah, well, trade schools are definitely, um, kind of like a shortcut. It kind of just, I'm gonna learn this and like only this, and I don't have to take literature or, you know, I don't know because I never even cared about going to college.
Well,
I never like was like, yes, like more school. I would love more school. If there's information that I want to know, I'm going to find it myself.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
And I feel like even people that go to school for, say psychology, like you have a bunch of classes that don't even relate to what you're getting your degree in. And really, you're just paying more money for books, paying
Mm,
more money for the student loans. Like,
mm,
yeah, I feel like it shouldn't be such a long, drawn out process.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Because it's wasting your time. And I think that frustrates me. That's the one thing that frustrates me the most is when someone is wasting my time. And that's how I felt all throughout school,
I heard that.
besides in the classes that I liked. It was it was frustrating, and like I get when dad was there, like he'd fucking whoop me. I'm not gonna go into like detail, but like mispronouncing a word, like and getting spanked for mispronouncing a word, like in kindergarten and first grade, like
Yeah,
when
that's awful.
when I'm learning to read.
Well, you're just learning. I mean, how are you supposed to even begin to pronounce the word right when you're just learning it?
And definitely, but I don't know. I always tried to read to mom, but sometimes mom would be like, "Read to your dad," and I'm like, "Really?" Really, Mom, just let me read to you.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that. I heard that.
I don't know. I never could, and like I said, the parent teacher conference thing, like I know I shouldn't go because I'm just gonna cause problems,
Mm.
and they're gonna want to be serious, and I'm going to be stone faced serious, and I'm gonna be like, this is fucking pointless. Like my son doesn't give a shit about this, and I know for a fact he's never gonna use it later on in his life. So what's your argument now? Oh, you need to because that's the law. Then he fails. Whatever. I'm not gonna push him to do something that he doesn't want to do, that he doesn't care about, and I know is pointless for him. Like I the biggest fucking waste of time. And that's what I mean by it's expired. I think we should make a new school system and actually teach them things about life. I mean, obviously you're gonna have math classes, reading, writing, and you should still have the selection of those other classes if the kid wants to grow up to be a rocket scientist. Then yeah, he should take science classes, you know but I feel like it should be the kid's option. I shouldn't be forced to sit here and learn something stupid that is nonsense,
Yeah,
pointless knowledge. You're just filling my brain with bullshit and wasting my good years, like where I am full of energy and like could probably do the most in my life, and you're gonna sit here and waste my time.
hmm.
Right? I feel like that is the biggest, ultimate form of disrespect. And how is it not? Don't sit here and waste my time. Like I hate my time being wasted. Like we all go to the grave one day, and we don't know when it's gonna happen. And you're telling me the first 18 years of our life is spent in a classroom. Oh, you get the summers to yourself. Cool. But guess
Yeah,
what? If I enjoyed school, I'd do it 365 days a year. If you were teaching me something that I actually cared about. What? Yeah. Filing taxes, you know,
that's something that you use in everyday life anyway.
uh, trying to get a loan,
Mm.
mortgages, mortgages, and just things that like you're gonna actually use in life.
Yeah,
And say I think like what college is, that's what high school should be. Like maybe even junior high to like high school. So then you have all those years mastering your craft, mastering what it is you love, and you have all these different options of different classes. So say maybe you start something, but you don't like it as much as you thought you did. So then you're like, and then you feel more drawn to something else, and then you can do that, and it's an option. And I mean, there's got to be some kind of like grading scale, but I guarantee if the child loves or teenager loves what they're doing, they're going to be fucking good at it because they care about it.
mm.
I know I do good in things that I care about. If I don't care about it, guess what? I don't even try. And that's how I was in school. Like I literally would not participate, like ever.
Mm.
I just sit there, quiet, staring out the window. Hopefully you're fly. How many tiles are on this floor?
Oh man.
Yeah, that was like my mind in school. Oh, a bird flew by the window. Oop. Anything could, yeah, would just distract me, and it's because I didn't give a fuck about what they were teaching me. And I don't want my son to go through that. And I don't think you should want your kids to go through that. They wasted our time. Now they're wasting our kids' time with pointless knowledge that they're never going to use. 80% of it. I'm not saying all of it's pointless. It's just there's a better way to do it. And to say there's not a better way to implement something else to actually make kids interested in learning, that's going to actually make them, you know, decent at what they do, I guarantee we wouldn't have any shortages of nurses or, employees at places where they may be short
Hmm.
because the kids will get to choose.
Most definitely. And here, now that you say that, you kind of remind me of that TikTok I seen of that kid getting up, walking out of the class, telling the teacher that she should be more excited to come in this classroom
Well, she
and
should.
teach the kids and get them all excited to want to learn. And he was like, "No, you're not doing that. You're just wasting our time." And he was like, "I am not, disrupting. I'm just telling you what you need to do." And wish that kid was right.
I know exactly what video you're talking about. And yeah, you're exactly right. A lot of teachers go to school for a paycheck.
And my
And
thing,
and if like and I believe all of them went there with the intentions like I'm going to love this. I'm going to love all of my students, but that's not the way that it turns out.
yeah, and my thing,
Like 99.999% of the time.
yeah, and my thing is if you,
My favorite teacher right now isn't even a teacher anymore.
my thing is if you're not,
Mr. T, much love.
I mean, if you're not going to be excited to teach, or you just don't want to be there, and I noticed that some of these teachers bring like their problems in school with them because they have
Yeah.
problems at home, and then they take this out on the kids. Why would you want to take this out on some kids? And then I noticed like the school system here, they
Because
start.
misery loves company.
Oh yeah,
I'm sorry.
that is true. But the kids, they go to school here, and some of these teachers start judging these kids just based on from where they live. If they live in what can we say, Bardolph, Bushnell, or they come from there to here, and some of these teachers judge these kids. And I've heard some
Oh
of these
yeah.
kids tell me this, and I'm like, why would they judge you by from where you live? And they said, well, because there's a lot of drugs that run around out there. But you know what? That kid has nothing to do with them drugs that are running around out there. You don't see him out on the corner selling.
Maybe assuming that the child is on drugs, maybe try to show them that you care
Yeah,
and don't even mention the drugs.
yeah. Instead of
And
downgrading,
or
him.
maybe like you encourage him to be better. That's what children need. Children, adults, we all need encouragement.
Yes,
And so many people are so quick to just try and tear you down.
yeah. And here, when my son got to Macomb High School, his well, after he hit, I guess like his freshman year,
What's
he
up, Carson?
he got in trouble a few times, and then all of a sudden, the rest of the years, they're labeling my son as a bad kid, and then he comes home and tells me that the teachers are picking at him, which I don't know because I'm not there at school with him all day. But if he's coming home telling me this, I gotta assume something's going on. And then the other thing that I hated is when the principal she'll call me. I'll get in there. She'll wait until I walk in there, and then she's like, "I'm trying to find out what's wrong with your son." And then I asked him if there was something going on at home that he wants to talk about. And I'm looking at her like, "What are you talking about, lady?" I was like, "The only thing that goes on at home is him doing his chores, his homework, and getting what he needs to get done at home."
Like he's happy at home. Why is it whenever he comes here he's not happy?
Yeah,
And it's
and
because
and here every
he
time,
knows. Like, and I feel like we all intuitively knew that we're wasting our fucking time.
yeah,
Like the only people who liked school were the ones who fucking parents beat it into their head that they needed to go to college at a young age.
mm,
And I'm not bashing anybody that's went to college or if you love school. Like that's good. I loved school at one point in time.
yeah,
I did until I felt like what I was learning was useless.
and here,
And I knew it was useless. Like I didn't know it, but somehow like My soul, my body or whatever, my mind is like, you don't need this like knowledge. So I'm glad that I didn't pay attention because all of that shit was pointless and it has
Hey,
and guess what? I work I work out at NT and Bauer and I work with a guy that went to Marquette, pretty prestigious school.
hmm,
He went to the same school as me. We're working in the same place.
yeah,
He's literally making like $2 more than me.
yeah. That's not nothing to be proud about.
Besides for you know, I dodged the $100,000 worth of debt.
Hmm. And here, I think I honestly enjoyed high school a little more because I got to work on vehicles and do auto
We'll
mechanics
see.
and stuff like that.
But you grew up in Bowling Green, Kentucky,
Yeah,
in which bigger city, like they have more options for
yeah.
classes.
And I mean, they teach you a little more out that way though too. And so, say if I was like to take my kids out there, they're a little bit more advanced than they are out here.
Oh, I guarantee it. Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's different everywhere you go, but the curriculum is exactly the same,
Yeah,
pretty much.
yeah. I wouldn't know, man. It's been a while since I've even seen what
And
they
if
do.
and if this don't frustrate you, please tell me how it doesn't frustrate you that they wasted the best years of your life sitting in class. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I believe that like they subconsciously programmed you. And if you don't know about the subconscious mind, maybe you should look into it a little bit. Actually, read the book The Power of the Subconscious Mind by Dr. Joseph Murphy. Incredible book, and I feel like it can help anybody that's listening.
Yeah. And here Carson said something down there.
Currently wasting mine. Yeah, and I'm
Mm,
sorry. I went through it, and my parents went through it, and their parents went through it,
yeah,
and their parents also went through it. Um, but I feel like something needs to be done. Something needs to be said
yeah,
because you're literally programmed to be a worker. Like if all you're gonna do is like just high school, and some people that go to college don't even use their degree.
mm,
So they got the college experience. Ooh, cool! You got the
yeah.
fucking party.
That's,
Like I wasted like young years drinking and partying. I was like 11 when I started.
wow.
I was super young.
Yes, you
Yeah,
were.
I was so quick. I wanted to grow up so
Mm,
I could do what I wanted to do.
mm, 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 mm.
You know, so I could like I wanted to grow up. I didn't want to be a kid. I didn't want to have to answer to the teacher
I think that's the.
that is giving me attitude. And like I said earlier, I was always kind. I really in my life I have rarely mistreated anybody. I've
Mm,
always my mom instilled within me treat people how you want to be treated. And she also said be the friend to the kid that needs a friend. I
that is
could have
true.
been a popular kid, but something within me was like, no,
Mm,
don't. That kid over there sitting alone needs a friend.
yeah. And here, that's basically what I did all through high school. I didn't sit near nobody. I sat over in the corner, read my books, ate my lunch, and studied.
Like everybody liked me, but like I said, I could have been like the super fucking popular
Mm,
kid, but part of me didn't want to. And honestly, I can say for a fact because I've talked to, like I said, everybody liked me. The popular kids liked me. I can say the more interesting people were the outcasts.
mm,
Those people, those popular ones, the cliques, like they all thought the same. They think they're so unique and oh we're so like we're our own individuals and it's like God, like you're exactly the same.
Mm,
You're exactly the same.
mm,
Like
mm,
everything you guys say, everything you guys think. I mean, maybe besides for like their favorites and stuff,
mm.
but a lot of the same shit, like exactly the same. And I see it through Facebook. Sometimes I play a game, and I'm very good like with people in because I've always been quiet. I always observed,
Mm,
and I always soaked in. I wasn't trying to have my voice be heard. I was quiet. I was always told to be quiet and listen.
mm.
And I don't know if I was the only boy in the world that sat there and actually did what he was told to do.
No, I don't think you are. I think all boys,
But it was I did that because I was scared of what was going to happen if I didn't,
yeah.
you know. And then one kid acts up, and I'm like, yeah, I definitely don't want that to happen to me.
Oh man. And here
And
I
I wasn't trying to make anybody's life hard. I've never tried. I literally have like the purest intention. At least I believe. Like I don't. Have I ever fucked you over?
no. And when you do, I think I'm just gonna throw you in my trunk. I'm just
Anybody
kidding.
watching this has
I'm just
has
kidding.
have I ever fucked you over? And I hope there's somebody that I went to school with that can be like, yeah. Actually, I just a buddy at work. He told me he's like, I've literally not talked to somebody that knew you that said I don't like him. And I take that to the heart.
Mm,
That's pretty big. I mean, and there's times where I may had like should have said something, but it was you know.
mm,
But I've also now I've learned to state like what I have to. But like I said, I'm so good with people. I can say something and it won't offend the person because of my approach. Because my just because I may disagree with you, my last intention is, oh, I'm going to hurt this person's feelings. And if I'm in a bad mood, I sit alone.
mm,
I sit alone. I don't want to take it out on anybody. I don't want to carry guilt because I fucked this person over or I fucked my friend's
mm.
girlfriend or
That's the worst one.
um yeah, no. That's a lot of guilt and I'm so thankful that I never did and I've always, stuck to those morals that my mom instilled within me as a kid,
Mm,
you know? And like school, like bullies and shit, I was too small. I was scared to stick up for my friend. Um, but I ain't gonna state any names, but I was over at his house one day. We were like sixth, seventh grade, and he had a rough home life and a
mm.
rough school life. Like he definitely had problems, and I found a notebook that had a map of the school and names,
Well, you know it's serious when you see that.
and he had access to guns. He definitely did. We're talking about a seventh grader.
Mm, that's not good.
That tells me something like in the school is wrong. Somebody is not like paying attention to what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
I know if that was my kid that was getting picked on, like I don't give a fuck if I get fired from my job. If I have to go to school and sit there with him to make sure he's protected, you bet your ass I will.
Oh, definitely. And here, that's the thing. That's funny. They say there's no bullying tolerance at school these days. There's no fighting tolerance and all this other stuff. But my thing is what they don't know and don't see happens majority of the time. They got a blind side of it because there's still kids out there that are picking on other kids, and bullying them.
Definitely. But when I found that notebook, it was in between his box spring and his mattress. And
Mm.
I can't remember what I was looking for. I'm always digging through shit and trying to just see what's around. Maybe
Yeah.
there's something laying around that I didn't see, and maybe it's cool. And maybe I want to see it. Maybe I want to throw it. You
Mm.
know, I don't know. But yeah, I found that notebook, and he had just like walked around the corner from the bathroom, and he's like his face was literally like, oh shit, because I had the mattress lifted up, and I grabbed the notebook, and I just like was looking through it, and then I saw the list of names first, and then I flipped back one page, and then I saw the the map,
Mm.
and I looked at him, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And he looked at me, and he's like, Brad, you weren't supposed to find that. And I go, yeah, I can fucking see why, dude. And I was like, what the fuck do you think you're gonna fucking do? And he's like, I really didn't want you to find that. Hang on, sorry.
Oh, something told you to find it though.
And yeah, and he was like, you weren't supposed to find that because I knew you'd be the only person that'd be able to talk me out of it. And I'm glad I did. And he still thanks me to this day. To this day, I'm still friends with him.
That's a good thing. At least you stood by his side through all of it.
Yeah.
And it could have been much worse if you weren't there to stop him.
Well, I could have went to school and told everybody, "Oh, I found a notebook at old boy's home, and your name was in it. Your name was in it.
Yeah, that
Your
would
name
just
was
freak
in
him
it.
out.
Your name was in it." For real, like
That would
we
just
have
freak
to do
everybody out.
better as parents. We have to do better as humanity.
Mm. Mm.
Like, and so many people just don't give a fuck. It's cool to not give a fuck. I think it's cool whenever you're a fucking good person and you know you're a fucking good person, so you don't give a fuck. But just to not give a fuck about anything that you do, you should probably listen to someone
Yeah.
and not be so fucking close minded.
And I would like to think that my kids would come and tell me if there's something bothering them before it went that far. And I would hate to have to, like, snooping through the room and find it on my own.
Well, I feel like some kids don't want to say it because they're
Scared.
maybe you had a dad that was like a hard ass or something,
Yeah.
and like, what if you were getting picked on and you went to your dad? What if he was like, "We'll fucking do something about it"? But say this kid's like a fucking 5 times your size, and there's literally nothing you can do about it. You
Yeah.
tried saying something to the teacher, teacher does nothing.
Mm.
Oh, they give him a detention. Wow, cool. You suspend him. Wow, that's exactly what he wanted.
That just made it worse.
That's what I would have wanted,
But
to
that,
not be in school.
but that would have made it worse though, because you just got that kid in trouble, and now he's going to be waiting for you somewhere along down the road. So, I mean, what are you supposed to do? Hide from him? No.
Defend yourself.
Yeah. I was always told that growing up. My
Uh,
my father was like, well, he's like, he even told me, he's like, when you start school, there's going to be one person out of that whole entire school that does not like you, and they're going to want to fight with you. And I'm like, why? And he's like, I don't know. It's just like that. And I'm like, you got to explain this to me, Dad. I was like, I don't know why. And then I finally figured it out because you were doing something that they have no control of, and they want to do what you're doing, but they don't know how.
yeah.
And that's what makes them want to come at you, or maybe girls like you, and
Or
you
maybe
want
you're
that.
just an easy target.
Yeah, that too. I think that's what I was through high school. I was an
Maybe
easy
you're
target
just an
for
easy
certain
target.
things.
I know Busey used to get picked on.
Oh yeah.
Stephen Flynn like DDT'd him in the ground and
Oh,
fucking like broke his neck.
seriously?
Yeah.
Why would that kid DDT him?
And not only that, the PE teacher watched the whole thing and did nothing
And
about
just
it.
stood there and watched it. Now that's a
And there was
great-
one time in PE where the fucking PE teacher kicked him down.
what? What kind of role model does that? You're supposed to be a role model for these kids.
Well,
Not do that.
It was Mr. Fisher, and there were tons of rumors that he was trying to screw and he was a middle school teacher.
What?
Middle school.
What the hell?
Like, these are the people that we have teaching kids.
Yeah, that's not good.
Like, shouldn't there be some kind of psych exam? I know I don't want some fucking asshole, douchebag, bitch around my kid if he's not the popular kid. And that's why people didn't like Busey. Busey spoke his mind,
Yeah,
and people didn't like that.
that's a good thing. That
People
you knew how
don't
to
like
speak his
whenever you
mind.
speak your mind.
They don't. They hate it. And then when you tell them the truth about themselves, they really, really hate it.
That's the thing that frustrates them the most, and it's because they're in denial, and they could never believe that that's how they really are because they believe that they're a good person. Like, you believe that you're a good person.
Yeah, if you believe that you're a good person and you're over here attacking somebody just because they told you the truth about yourself, that's not good. You should evaluate that.
Yeah, no, you should question your beliefs. Even to this day, even if it's a good belief, you should still question it.
Yeah,
Like, who's not to say that there's not a better belief?
that
A
is-
belief that you had about yourself. I had the belief, like, that I fucking, I
Mhm.
wasn't much.
Yeah.
I was always put down. So, of course, that's what I thought of myself.
Yeah.
And now I think I'm the shit. Now I think I'm the coolest motherfucker to ever live.
I'm still
Like,
trying.
because I could be so much colder. I've been fucked over so many times. And I never sought revenge. I never held a grudge. I'm like, that person had a moment of weakness. That's okay. I have them too. Not at that extent, but I kind of know what it's like.
Yeah.
To say that I've never taken my anger out on somebody, like, that's not what I'm saying. That would be totally ignorant. But
I was gonna say, man, I was gonna say I've really never seen you like upset to a certain extent. I've seen you disappointed and probably frustrated a lot.
well, and
With
some
certain
people,
things.
whenever I'm speaking passionately, some people are like, calm down. Like, no, absolutely not. I will not calm down. This is something that I care about.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sorry that you feel like it's not a big deal, but whenever you
Yeah.
talk about something that you care about, it's hard to not speak passionately about it.
Oh yeah.
It's hard not to.
Yeah.
And if you don't speak passionately about anything, probably because you have no passion for anything in life.
Hmm.
And you probably dislike people that have passions in life.
That's true.
And it's not your fault. I'm sure there's a reason behind why, and that like connects back to the subconscious mind. Like,
Mm.
your subconscious mind soaks everything in. And whenever you're a kid is when you're the most vulnerable to what your parents are telling you, to what the people that are responsible for you are telling you. And even kids. Even what kids say.
Mm. Yeah, that is true because I know all three of my kids used to repeat everything they heard me say.
And that shit sticks with you. And some people never heal that and go to the grave like with the same mindset that they had
Yeah.
whenever that traumatic event happened.
Mhm.
Never being able to
Overcome it.
move on, never being able to let go
Mm.
of it. I think holding grudges is like, I'm not gonna hold a grudge. Like, why? So I can think about you, and then whenever I think about you, I get mad. No thanks.
There's no reason.
You're
to
not
be
worth
mad.
it. You're not worth my happiness.
That's true.
But I focus on the things that make me feel good. And yeah, things in life happen that don't make me feel good. But I guarantee you can tell whenever I'm in a bad mood, whenever I'm in a little rough patch, because I'm not active on social media. Because I'm trying to figure out what my problem is. what everybody else is doing whenever I'm in a bad mood. Like I care for you and all, and fucking, I mean, I wouldn't ignore you, but like social media and my music and shit. Like if my mind is not sound, I'm not good. I need to take care of my mind.
I was gonna say honestly, when I message you, you always talk to me. Like to a certain extent.
It's because I trust you though, and I trust telling you my personal life.
Yeah.
And I know you're not gonna go out and tell everybody what's happening
No, because it's none of
in
their
my life.
business. It's none of their business.
But so many people, and I had to learn that lesson the hard way. You tell somebody something, and guess what? They can't keep their mouth shut.
I believe that.
Like I said about the notebook with the kid that was gonna shoot up the school.
Yeah.
If I would have went to school, it would have only made things worse. It
Yeah.
would have only made things worse.
It's a good thing you didn't go to school and just be like, he's got a book. What everybody's name is.
Well, I didn't say anything to nobody. That literally stayed between me and him
Yeah.
because I saw it in his eyes. I saw it in his eyes. He was like, shit,
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to do that.
That's true.
He had no way to express his anger.
And it's hard for kids to express their anger because they don't know how.
Right. And a lot of the times it's what your parents do.
Yeah.
That's how you're going to express your anger.
That is true.
I don't know. I've always been, if I'm angry in a bad spot, depressed, just not feeling like me, I ain't doing anything. I'm trying to figure out the only things I'm doing is going to work, and you can guarantee I put a smile on. Everybody is convinced that there is nothing wrong with him. He's still good. Like, damn, Brad's still fucking happy. Like, wow.
That's
Holy
because
shit.
that's because in your head you're not gonna let them tear down what you have that's happiness, and I don't think you should let them tear it down.
Well, I think why I deal with it the way that I do is because if I, was emotional as a kid,
Hmm.
made fun of.
Yeah.
So, okay. But I'm thankful for all that. Like,
Yeah.
do not think that I am grateful for everything that has happened in my life because it's gotten me to this point.
Yeah.
And right now, I honestly feel the best about myself than I've ever felt in my life.
I hear you.
And
on
I had
that.
been wishing for back whenever I first started like studying successful people.
Yeah.
Like once I like started studying how successful people think and like realizing it's all about controlling your mind. And it takes time. Like I said, 23. I'm 29 now. That's 6 years. Staying committed to making my mind bulletproof to where I know no matter what anybody says, like it doesn't phase me.
Yeah.
Because I used to care so much about what everybody thought. I want like I still want to be everybody's friend,
Yeah.
but if I'm not your friend, I don't. Oh wow!
Mhm.
I lost my best friend of 21 years. Like if you think you're gonna upset me, like that. Like if me and you,
Mhm.
like weren't friends, I'm not saying that I wouldn't be upset, but I guarantee I wouldn't let you know that it upset me,
Yeah.
especially if it was because you were disrespectful or you crossed my boundaries.
I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't want nobody to cross my boundaries.
It's all about treating people how you want to be treated. And
That's
in school, kids are fucking ruthless.
So that's the thing. If you give respect, there should be respect back.
Yeah. But there's some people out there that think respect is earned, not given.
Yeah, it is. I think it is. But I mean,
Respect is earned, not given.
I
I
mean,
give
you
it.
can give
I
it.
give it as soon as I meet the person.
Well, I'm saying you can give it, but it's up to them to keep that. But not everybody can do that though.
I can't say like. Let me take that back. Let me rephrase it. I can't say that I respect the person, but I am generous enough to get to know the person, maybe until the point where I can respect him.
Yeah.
Because honestly, if I truly respect you, like you're in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If
Mhm.
I like truly respect you. And I mean we all have different like our own perceptions of what respect is.
Oh yeah.
But that's mine. Like the people that I respect the most, that means I trust you. That means I want you around. I want you in my corner, and I don't really care what you have to offer besides for your time. That's all I want,
Yeah.
and that takes me back to the
I
school
heard that.
thing, wasting time. What?
Yeah. I'll remain natural until I know the true
Their
their
true
true
colors.
colors.
Yeah, definitely for sure.
That's true. I mean,
I've also learned that if you really just pay attention, if you really pay attention,
you'll see
people tell
everything
you
you want to do.
exactly who they are
Oh yeah.
because a lie is, is just that. It's a lie.
But if they start to
And
tell
and
them
if they're
lies,
and if they're telling lies, I guarantee they're telling a million.
yeah,
I used to tell so many lies in me and Katie's relationship, and I think that's what wrecked me and her relationship was the very beginning of it. And it was because I lied all the time. And it was because I was trying to protect her from the truth because I knew that it would upset her. But that means that I didn't respect her.
yeah.
And I hate to say that.
Hmm.
I definitely do now, but our past problems, we have perceptions of each other and our past haunts us.
Oh yeah.
Like I still love her. I still like wish her well. She's the mother of my child. I rarely ever say she's my baby mama.
I don't know where that came from, but that's just weird.
I mean, it's true, and I mean, I guess it's like in the tone that you say it, but
Yeah.
I feel like it's so much more classier to say that's the mother of my child. Like, no, we're not together, but that's the mother of my child.
Yeah.
And if you hurt her, then I want to hurt you. Like I still do. Like
Yeah.
whenever Katie gets in a relationship and the dude like fucks with her, breaks her fucking
Hmm.
heart, like
That kind of irritates
that
you, huh?
pisses me off. Yeah, it really does. I'm
Hmm.
like, oh, like I couldn't treat her right, and now here you are wasting her time.
And the whole time when you're looking at him, you're expecting him to treat her better than you did.
And I've tried. Well, I don't like whenever I start talking to a girl that I'm interested in, like the intent is to because I want to treat you good. Yeah,
Yeah.
because that's how I want you. That's how I want you to treat me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. Oh
Like I'm not saying that I'm that like I wouldn't like talk shit or
yeah.
like I mean fights happen no matter how
Yeah.
like agreeable of a person you are. Fights still happen.
Hmm. Well, I mean,
And if
it's
it's something that I believe in, no, we're definitely gonna argue. Or actually, I feel like the best method for me, since it's something that obviously I would be passionate about, since I would fight about it. Like I need to step away and I need to gather my thoughts.
mm,
Or she needs to step away or whatever, but I need a little bit of alone time so I can gather myself and not say dumb shit that I'm gonna regret.
yeah,
That you're gonna be able to hear whenever you're 80 years old.
yeah.
Whenever that person called you that terrible fucking thing and it just sunk in and you couldn't believe that it left their mouth.
Mm,
Like, and you thought that that person loved you, but yet they were able to say that.
yeah,
And that's the thing as well. I feel like there's a lot of people. You have a lot of people in relationships that are dead,
mm,
but they just stay because it's what they're comfortable with,
Mm.
or they do it for the kids.
Yeah.
But kids learn by your example,
Oh yeah.
and a lot of people say like women marry their dads, boys marry their moms.
Oh
You know what I mean? Somebody like your dad or somebody like your mom.
yeah. Mm. Yeah.
And it's because your children are watching you,
Yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
and you can tell them
Don't
what
do that.
you want. You can tell them what you want, but they're watching your actions.
Of course.
They're not. They may be able to learn to lie,
Yeah.
or say I'm going to do something and then completely do something fucking totally different. I
Hmm.
know I used to.
Oh yeah. That's
And that was one of the hardest pills for me to swallow. Like
yeah.
I became an alcoholic
Oh,
and I didn't want to admit it to myself. I didn't want to admit it to myself because my father was an alcoholic. And I mean, I don't hate my father by any means. I love him and I wish him well. And I do reach out to him and still let him know, hey, I care for you. But I'm not going to tolerate disrespect, even if you are my dad.
I
No,
heard that.
since you're my dad, you're going to get it a little bit worse than what somebody else would get it.
Mm.
If it was just a stranger on the street, I don't give a fuck about you. Get out of my face. My day continues. And I guarantee your day is ruined. Who walks away the victor? The person who was like, get the fuck out of my face. I don't care. Or the person that's day is ruined because I may have bumped into him on accident.
Yeah. So there's a saying: you can win the battle, but the war you haven't won yet.
But like I said, I never seek revenge, and this is why I definitely believe in karma
Mm.
because I've witnessed it firsthand.
That's a big fact.
I,
That says
I've
that.
I've sat in the same room as somebody in court that fucked me over
Mm.
that got 15 years.
Wow.
15 years. And I'm like, damn, I didn't think he deserved that, but thank you for letting me see it.
That's crazy.
Like, and I just have I just believe that, like, we should be decent. Like, if everybody just tried to be decent, tried to be a little bit better, and I'm
Yeah.
not perfect by any means. I mean,
I mean,
I
nobody's
might be.
perfect.
Look at me.
I mean, nobody's perfect. I mean, we strive to be
No,
perfect. We want to
nobody's
be
perfect.
perfect, but we can't. We're human. It's in our nature to want to be perfect, but how far can we take it to be perfect? We
Right?
can't. I mean, there's no way around it. We're just human.
And what's perfect?
I don't even know.
You can't even really define perfect.
I mean, you might be able to look it up in the dictionary, but that doesn't mean that is what it is.
Right? But if I drew a perfectly straight line
Then it's a
from
perfectly straight line.
my eyes, it looks like a perfect line. But maybe you're seeing it, and
It's
maybe
crooked.
you have something like wrong with your eye. To you, you're like, that's not a straight line.
Oh yeah, that is
And
true.
I'm not gonna sit here and call you wrong,
That is
like
true.
because you see things differently than I do,
Yeah, I think everybody
and
sees
we all
things
go
differently.
through our own little journey.
Yes.
And I believe all of our lives are hard to a certain extent.
Yeah. It's only as hard as we make it.
That's very true.
And if you're gonna make it as hard as you seem to think that it's gonna be, it's just gonna be hard for the rest of your life. There's just no way around it. Like I tell my kids, I'm like, there's no can't in your vocabulary. And if you give up, you're always gonna give up.
There was a saying that I wish I could remember who said it. Maybe it's like Dale Carnegie or something, but it says how you do one thing is how you do everything.
Yeah.
So if you're doing something fucking off, you're probably majority of your life is just fucking off.
I believe
And that's
that.
all you're doing. So
That's
since
correct.
you're showing up as a fuck off, that makes you a fuck off. And you may not want to hear that, but that's the only way you're going to be able to change it. Like by taking that accountability. And these are things that I feel like we should be teaching children.
Yeah.
Things like this, to be civilized, to
Oh yeah.
actually be civilized,
Yeah.
to be able to control our
Mm.
emotions, to, maybe not react out
Yeah.
of them. I think you should react out of the good ones
Yeah.
and the bad ones. You shouldn't, but I'm not saying there can't be
Yeah.
times where you react out of the bad ones.
Yeah. I think there's some people that don't teach their kids that. And like that, like you said, when the kid sees a parent do something, so say like this parent's over here gossiping or talking bad about somebody, that kid's gonna do it too. I
Hmm.
mean, they monkey see, monkey do.
Monkey see, monkey do that, and like I said, they watch you.
Yeah.
Like, and kids are the future of humanity.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I have like a love hate with humans because I've been fucked over so many times and still have continued to be a good person and stick to being a good person. And I know I hate whenever I see a good person turn cold, and I've seen several. And it's fucking sad. It is so fucking sad. It's like you let them win. Like you let them win. And we're all born with it. We're
Yeah.
all born with that.
Oh yeah.
But somewhere along the line, you shut your heart down because it hurt.
Yeah.
And then so you become what you hated,
Hmm.
what you swore you would never be like.
That
And
is
you
true.
became it. And they're not easy pills to swallow.
No. And
They're not easy pills to swallow at all.
and here say that it
But
take
to be able to make the change, you have to swallow the pill.
yeah, and you have to take that time to get it right though before you just and like you say, you swallow. You're talking about pills, and I'm talking about it takes time to heal
It
and
definitely does.
overcome a lot of
It
things.
takes consistency. You have to be dedicated to it.
Yeah.
But do you want to sit there and be miserable every day,
No.
or would you rather wake up like me 6 years later, like I said, and like I'm not saying that something couldn't fucking happen tomorrow because you never know what happens, but I feel incredible.
Yeah.
I literally feel incredible. I have the most energy like I have ever had, besides for whenever I was a kid. But I was so like constrained to everything because I,
Mm,
I was literally scared of everything. I was literally scared of almost everything as a kid.
man, I wish I could say that was like different for me. When I was younger, they were like, "Go outside and play." I wanted to sit in my room like my kids do and play video games, but I got told, "Go outside, go play." As soon as I walked outside, the door locked, and I had to stay outside until the street lights came on. And I was like, "Wow, really?" I was like, "I need to come in. I gotta go to the bathroom." That's the only time I got to come in.
And I mean, I've fucked up. I am far from perfect. I am far from perfect. I have habits that I shouldn't have, that I know are a problem, but for as of right now, they help me in ways, and they're not pulling me back too much.
Yeah, we gotta come.
You know?
Yeah,
My only thing is to treat others nicely, and sometimes honesty isn't always being nice. I'd rather someone be nice and real with me. No, I definitely agree, but I see that in a different way. Since I am being honest with you, I feel like that is me being loving towards you. I feel like since because honesty, ain't that what you want from your relationship?
yeah.
Ain't that what you want from your partner?
That's what everybody wants, but it don't
That's
happen
it.
like
That's
that.
that's honesty. If they don't like it, they're perceiving your love that you're giving them
Yeah,
as something bad.
yeah. But
And,
not
and it's
everybody.
probably because they hate themselves and
Shit,
can't
that's
they
true.
can't accept the love because they're closed off from it.
Yeah.
You can't.
Oh yeah.
You can't.
Oh
And
yeah.
you would never open your eyes to that.
You're always gonna be blind to the side of everything.
Yeah, I've had so many people reject my love.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like back in the day it used to hurt big
Mm.
time. Like as a kid I always just had like a crush. A crush. And that was the girl that I wanted. Nobody else. It was only her. I just wanted her. And it would last for years at a time. It wasn't like, oh, I like this girl and I'm gonna ask her out once and oh, she said no. All right, well, fuck you, bitch. As what that's what most dudes do. And then you just proved the woman that she made the right decision.
I'm liking seeing these comments.
You're the asshole sometimes. But
Uh,
but if it's coming, that may be their perception.
yeah,
Um, sometimes
it depends.
sometimes what you need to hear is it what you want to hear.
Yeah,
But it's all about the intent. It's all about the intent behind it.
yeah. Oh yeah, of course. I can
And
say
if that
that.
person likes you, they're just closed off to you. And
Yeah,
and they just want to hate because they don't understand you. And that's
that
why
is
they
true.
and that's why they dislike you is because they don't understand you
Yeah,
and they won't take the time out to even try to understand you.
yeah.
Instead, you make them feel uncomfortable, and since you make them feel uncomfortable, they either run away from you or
Avoid you
they attack you.
and avoid you.
Well, that's what I said. Run away.
Yeah,
It's like the
my bad.
fight or flight response. That
Yeah,
is an animalistic behavior. The fight or flight response in the brain happens when there's a life-threatening situation.
yeah.
Now tell me why are you treating me like this? And it's because I make you uncomfortable and for some odd reason you see that as a threat to your existence.
Oh yeah. I think a lot of people see
And
certain things to a
con-
certain extent of a threat.
conformity is a bitch. Conformity, and I went with like I always wanted to fit in. Like I said, I always wanted to be accepted.
Yeah, I didn't care if I
So
fit in.
sometimes I was somebody that I really wasn't. You what?
I didn't care if I fit in.
See, I didn't. But I feel like that taught me so much because I did. I wanted to fit in, and I did. Like I got along with everybody. There
Yeah,
wasn't nobody that I didn't get along with.
yeah. I mean, you see, I get along with everybody, but I don't care if they like me. I don't care if I fit in or not.
And while I'm with that person, I focus more on what I like about the person instead of focusing on the things that I can't stand about them.
Yeah, you'll be sitting there all dang day. You'll
Like,
find a lot.
and sometimes it's hard to ignore. Yeah, sometimes it's hard to ignore. But like I said, if I'm gonna say something mean, like I'm gonna just walk away. And if it consistently happens, like I won't place myself in somebody's orbit that much. Like if they don't like me, and I'm obviously if they don't like me, I'm like whatever,
Yeah,
whatever. Like it used to hurt me back in the day, but and I used to perceive it as my problem. I needed to fix myself
yeah,
because this person don't like me.
mm,
I was a people pleaser.
yeah,
I wanted to please everybody. I lived my life for everyone
yeah.
besides for myself.
Now, see, I've tried that, but it was a little overrated for me, and I was like, man, I can't do this because this ain't me. I can't do it. It's not happening. It's like, man, I would have blew up. It's like, man, I don't care what you say, what you want me to do, or how you want me to feel, how you want me to think. Fuck that shit. Get that shit away from me.
But that's what they want. They want that emotional reaction. They want to see you mad. They
Yeah, I
want to
didn't.
know that they got to you.
Yeah, I pretty much believe that, but I don't know. I mean, you ain't ever seen me mad, have you? I've had a lot of
I
things
don't
said
know,
to
but the
me.
t- but the moments in my weakest moments
Hmm.
when I was being hateful, it was because I perceived that person as like hurting me, but really she
Yeah,
didn't. The most hateful I'd ever been with
mm,
anybody was Katie, the mother of my child,
yeah.
and
But
And
that,
I hate to say it, like, but it's true. I was the closest with her. Like, we spent all of our time together from our sophomore year up until like the age of 23. I mean, we had our problems, But yeah, the most
Yeah, that's true. You can't judge a book by its cover. I wish I could see that on the screen.
you cannot judge a book by its cover.
If you judge a book by its cover and not open the book and read the pages, you're gonna
You're
get
closed minded.
yeah.
Like if there's people, even like people that I work with, and I mean we're dudes. We kind of give each other shit,
Special.
and they always tell me like I think that I'm black, and I'm like I'm very aware of like who I am, what my skin complexion is.
I,
Like no, I'm sorry that the way that I dress, like other like African
yeah,
Americans dress that way,
yeah.
but just because
Hey, that's
that, and it's because rap music influenced me throughout my life.
yeah,
I can honestly say Eminem probably saved my life because whenever I was angry, I would listen to his music,
yeah. And here that's funny
and
that
and it helped release it, and I didn't take it out on anybody.
yeah, that's funny that you said that. I got an aunt, and now I remind you, I'm mixed. So I got an aunt. She used to tell us that when we were growing up. She'll be like, I might be white on the outside, but I'm black on the inside. We just started rolling. We didn't know what to say. We didn't even know how to take it when we were younger. We're just like, what are you talking about? I
Right.
was like, look at us. We're dark. We show on the outside. I was like, but how do you know that you're black on the inside? But I
Hmm.
mean, people got soul like that, I guess.
Like, but
But
who?
she's a good person, though. I got to say that. She'll help you in any means necessary if she has to. She'll drop what she's doing to come running to
Right,
help you. But I think a lot of people take advantage of that because she's too nice.
right.
And I don't think, I think there's a certain extent that you can be nice. But once you start feeling like people are taking advantage of that,
No, gone. That's
yeah,
whenever I split. Like, fuck that.
yeah,
Because I'd been taken advantage of so many times,
yeah,
and after it happens a million times, and still not turning cold.
yeah. I've had people think that
I
they were going to
almost
do
did.
that.
I almost did. There was like a good 3 months in my life where I was just hateful,
Hmm.
and it was that Hobson song that you were talking about on Tuesday at the end of it,
Oh, yeah.
and hey, what's he say? He's like if you want to be successful, you have to be willing to change.
Yeah,
And then also talking about like the people in your life. Not everybody is supposed to be in your life forever.
they're not.
And it was Katie, and it was because we normally whenever we broke up, Katie would take me back. This time she didn't, and that ruined my belief of of the perception that I had of Katie. Like I always thought I always have you. Like you'll always be mine, and you allow me to do whatever the fuck I want, and there's no consequences for it. And I hate to say that, like I did that because it was very fucking shitty of me. It was,
Yeah,
and I'm not saying she was perfect either in the relationship, but majority of our problems were definitely caused from me. But the most hateful I had been, it was aimed at her, and I'm literally like calling her the, the worst thing,
hmm. But it's a
the
good thing that
worst
you can
thing,
admit it, though.
and it was that, and it was like, you know what, like you're right, like not everybody is meant to stay in our life forever,
Nope.
and just because we get used to it doesn't mean that it wasn't meant to. It wasn't meant to let go at some time.
Yeah,
Like it served its purpose,
yeah,
and you don't have to be hateful. Like I wish her luck now.
yeah.
I hope she's happy because she deserves it. She's a
Yes.
great girl, and that's why it upsets me whenever dudes fuck her over.
Yeah.
And
I
like
don't blame
like for real,
you. Yeah.
it's frustrating.
And here there's a saying: if you love something, let it go.
And if it comes back,
Yeah,
it was meant to be.
yeah.
I found out they all come back.
You found out they all come back.
Yeah, whether if you're a man or woman, they always
I,
try to come back
now that I can agree with
at
you.
least once. And they may not say oh, hey, I miss you, or, but they'll check up on you.
Yeah,
And if they're thinking about you enough to check up on you,
yeah.
because they miss you,
Sometimes I don't even think it goes
because
like.
they want to see you.
So see the experience that you just said right there. I've never had that experience. I've always told, I hate you. I hope you fall in a ditch, catch something, and roll off in the ditch and die, you asshole. That was my checkup. I've had that said to me quite a lot.
Yeah. And you'll have that.
Yeah, that I think that's just the reaction of you want to get me out of my shell, or you want to get me out of my comfort zone
My
and make me
character,
feel bad.
my groundedness.
Yeah, I just
I
laugh
am
at
grounded right now, and you are trying to uproot me.
yeah. And here I just laughed about it the whole time. I'm like, well, I'm still happy. I mean, I'm not gonna let that break me or make me.
Hmm.
There's no way. I am who I am.
Right?
And I mean, if you don't like what I do, or you don't like my lifestyle, or you don't like can't support me on what I'm doing,
Hmm.
there's no reason we should be talking. We shouldn't even be around each other.
No, and that's the thing. If you really dislike someone, just walk away.
Yeah,
Like both of you, just walk the fuck away
yeah,
from each other.
that's
That's
the truth. It's
that's
that simple.
literally what Jesus said in the Bible. Like, why? One thing that I don't understand, like, out of all the things in the world you can focus on, why are you going to choose to focus on the things that you hate?
Yeah,
Like, that makes you feel like shit, that makes you angry, that
that means you
get
must.
your fucking blood boiling.
That means
But
you
but yeah,
must like it.
you're gonna turn on the TV and listen to it anyway,
Yeah, they must like it. They must want to feel that.
or watch the person do whatever they do, or like,
Mm,
why?
yeah.
School though is expired.
Right.
This school system is trash. I think it served its purpose. Like, it definitely served its purpose.
Yes.
We, but I feel like we should move on. Like like with some people in our life, like, we move on. Why is school pretty much the same as when it started?
I,
One teacher standing at the front of class telling your kid, "Oh, you got that question wrong. Try better.
mm,
I'm not going to help you, but try."
that's messed up. They should.
I mean, some, not all teachers are
Yeah, I
that way.
know. There are some that are like that though, and then they come in there just thinking it's gonna be a breeze and go through the day without helping the kid that's really struggling, that really needs that help. This kid's over here really struggling. They're raising their hand like, I need help. And the teacher's like, put your hand down. I ain't coming over there. You better figure it out.
Like, do it yourself.
Yeah, I've had that done to me, actually.
I
I've
don't.
had a teacher that's did that.
Um. All right. So now I'm gonna. You had a teacher that did that too.
Yeah. I mean, it happens. I mean, but my thing is, you know what I did? I went and got a tutor. And, I was like, man, forget it. Because I still graduated. Either way it went.
Right.
I wasn't letting it happen.
Hmm.
So I figured if you ain't gonna help me, I'll find somebody that'll tutor me to help me. And then when I come back to this class, I'm gonna do it 10 times better than what I was doing it.
Right.
But what was you gonna say? I'm sorry for cutting you off.
I believe that the school system was put in place because the people who put it in place knew exactly how your subconscious mind worked. And you always look into the authority figure,
Yeah,
in which, whenever you're an adult, is your government, is your officers and stuff. So you always abide by the authority, or your boss at work. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different types of authority. And I challenge their authority. I fucking challenge their authority because I feel like I could do it better. I take that back. I know I could do it better.
yeah. I was about to say,
Like, it would definitely take work. It would take cooperation, but we'd all have to be on board,
yeah,
you know? But
yeah,
I mean, if you love paying your taxes.
So be it.
and- Huh?
I said, so be it if you go paying your taxes, because if you don't, they're gonna take it anyways.
There's just a better way of doing everything.
Yeah,
And we've been doing the same shit for so fucking long.
yeah,
Like, and I feel like that's the reason why Americans are so unhappy. I feel like that's why men are out here killing themselves, indulging in drugs, indulging in alcohol. If they had a school that they went to, maybe they didn't have the best home life, but
yeah,
if they had a school that they could go to where somebody actually cared about them,
yeah,
made them feel listened to, and that's why I believe I've always got along with everybody because I've always listened.
yeah.
I wasn't trying to tell you, oh, you're wrong. No, get over it. Get over it. You shouldn't be upset. You know why? Because I didn't like when people told me that.
Hmm.
So, like I said, I've always treated people how I wanted to fucking be treated.
Yeah, nobody's ever wrong, and I mean, there's no right or wrong way
No, we're
to
all in
anything.
our own little walks in
Yeah.
life.
And here, that's funny when you say like, okay, so,
But that's why I never said it because in their head, they are right.
Yeah.
You are
oh
right.
yeah,
Like you may be seeing it like from a twisted like perspective, and maybe if we could shift it a little bit, maybe your depression would go away.
yeah,
Maybe you would feel better.
oh yeah,
I don't think that we should have people out here on depression pills. Oh, why? Because Big Pharma makes money off of it. If it involves money, they're gonna fucking milk you for all they're worth. And these doctors that are out here giving it think they're helping you. So of course they're gonna do it because they think they're fucking helping you.
I think it's all about
I think there's a better way of doing it. I think whenever you break a bone, say I broke my leg,
yeah,
great, now it's useless. Like now I've got to walk around with crutches for the rest of my life.
that's funny that you said break your leg, but you know what? They don't even put a cast on it. They'll put a cast on it, but now they want to take and cut your leg open and put metal inside of you with screws instead of letting it heal naturally. It's all about putting something that's open, cutting your skin open, and freaking putting screws and metal in you.
It's because they don't want us to be natural. Because if we were natural, we wouldn't allow this bullshit.
Yeah, forget that. There ain't nobody
We
sticking
love
nothing
this.
in my leg.
We love this man-made comfort that they have created for us.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that it's not good. I mean,
Yeah.
I do enjoy what we have done as humanity,
Yeah,
and I'm grateful to be alive at this time. I'm glad that I'm not a woman like back in the 1830s
yeah,
where where a house cat had more rights than you.
mm, that's up.
Yeah,
I didn't know it was like that.
for sure.
And here it's kind of
But I feel like it's a lot of men don't understand their emotions,
yeah,
and like we're just always told to ignore them
mm,
and stuff. I think you should sit there with your emotions.
yeah,
Maybe as a man, you shouldn't show them. You should, be able to gather yourself,
yeah,
remain grounded, and if you can't, that's whenever you should step away, and then figure out what you should do, and then do it.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that know how to control their emotions and feelings until they need to let it go. But then there's the people that bottle it up and hold it forever, and then it finally pops and explodes.
I don't. I've listened to people so much. I feel like I know a lot of people's like ticks, and just by listening to them. Because, like I said, they tell you exactly who they are,
Yeah.
and if you pay attention, But most people ain't paying attention because they're worried about themselves.
That's because they don't want to see a bigger picture.
And I mean, I'm fucking number one in my life. Like, and
As
I
you
have
should
to
be.
be
You're supposed to be.
because whenever I put everybody else in front of me, I felt like shit. I felt like trash.
That's why they say love yourself.
But they always make it seem like, oh, well, it's your fault, you know? And even the people that were fucking hurting me are sitting here playing fucking victim, and I'm like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's
But you can
crazy.
only play victim for so long, and then it backfires.
I think playing victim takes away all your power.
It does.
Takes away all your power. Yes, it sucks, but you don't have to stay in the situation. You choose to.
That's true.
You're closed to it.
Yeah.
You're trapped in a little box, and most people don't even know they're trapped in the box.
That's one.
I know I
tall-ass
didn't.
box.
I know I didn't until that shit happened in my life. I literally come home like so fucking broken, fucking like hearted and shit, drinking every fucking day. And I thought that was how I should deal with it, is drinking. That is not
That's
a way
not
to
the best
deal with
way.
it.
Because it's
No,
still going to be there tomorrow.
yeah, it only made it worse. I was trying to do things to ignore it. And after I started learning what I was learning, I was like, I need to sit alone and figure out what all of my traumas are. And I need to work on it
Yeah.
every day. Every day, I need to work on it. I've been in bottomless pits of fucking depression. And I'm not saying I haven't used substances, but I've never been prescribed depression. I think that it's good that you can be prescribed that, but I don't think it should be a a lifelong thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that you should become dependent on it, because in a way you become the pill. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you take the pill, but now since you have taken it for so long, now the pill is you.
Yeah.
And then since you take it so long, now you believe that's who you really are.
Mm.
But that's not your natural state. That's not who you really were. That's not who you were really fucking born to be.
Yeah.
Who you were really born to be is somebody different than what the world has been telling you what you are.
Oh yeah.
You are whatever you choose to be.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And if you choose to be a fireman, a police officer, or a pilot, or like a military general or something like that, that's if that's what you want to do, you go out and set for it.
If it makes you happy.
Yeah. And here, honestly,
But
tell me,
a lot of people with this world, like their intentions is, oh, because I want authority. I want to,
I don't want
like,
authority.
I feel like the people who really want it is for some ulterior motive, and it's gonna end bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying there isn't people who are a cop and doesn't abuse their power, because there are good and bad.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that.
There's always going to be good and bad. I mean, but the good normally outweighs the bad sometimes, depending on if there's enough good ones.
I feel like it's because the bad hasn't done the internal work.
Hmm.
They
I
haven't
believe it.
done the internal work. They don't really know how their mind works.
Yeah.
And while I was in jail when my best friend passed away, and I missed his visitation and I missed his funeral, I was trying to talk to him, and like, 'cause I had just started like learning about psychology and stuff. Started teaching myself because I was genuine. Like I said, I wanted to heal myself, and I did it with fucking, like, he didn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
He was like, "Stop."
That
And me,
is
and me
true.
and him got along, but I could tell he was getting irritated, and it's because he knew it was the truth.
Yeah.
He knew it was the truth, but he's like, I've went this long without knowing it, I don't need to know it now. And
Mm.
honestly, no. I believe God placed me in your life so you could learn that.
Yeah.
I believe like everybody is in our life so we can learn from them.
Oh yeah, of course.
There's a lesson to learn, or there's a lesson you can teach.
Yeah, we're supposed to. That I mean, okay. So like this, I'm gonna say it like this: my kids, they're learning something new every day, and
Right?
then when they come home, I'm learning something new from them every day. I mean, the learning don't ever stop. You're always gonna learn something.
Life is school,
Yeah, that's why you
but
make mistakes and learn from them.
we're convinced that the school is school, and I mean, this this whole system is, if you ask me, garbage.
Mm,
Like I feel like I should be somewhere else, and I've always felt like that. Even as a kid, I felt like I should have been somewhere else because people like didn't were assholes, and I'm like I could fucking never do that. I've always dreamed of a better place what than how we live.
yeah,
I've always been like this could be better. Yeah, it could always be worse,
yeah,
but it still could be better too.
yeah.
I'm not
Well,
saying I'm not grateful. I'm not saying that the system hasn't
yeah,
served its purpose, but it's when are we going to move on?
yeah,
Everybody's so unhappy. I can't say everybody's so unhappy, but
yeah,
there's a lot of people that are unhappy.
yeah.
And I don't think that's your natural state. I know for a fact that's not your natural state because I'm generally a happy person. And whenever I'm in a bad mood, I know something is wrong with me and I need to figure it out.
Oh yeah. That's what you're supposed to do is take the time to figure it out. You're
You
not
know,
supposed to just sit there and suck it in.
like if we were taught that shit as a kid, whenever it sinks in the most, and as long as the examples around are practicing what they preach,
Yeah.
then the world would be a 100% better place. But to say this is it, to say this is it, yep, yeah, I like watching TV of fucking. I don't know. I don't watch TV anymore. I see it as nonsense. It's boring to me. I've seen it all. They aren't doing anything new,
Yeah.
but yet you sit there and still watch because you don't have anything in your life that you're passionate about.
Yeah. That's just like video games.
Besides for the idol that's on the TV.
Well, I
Yeah,
think it.
yeah, idolize them and like talking to somebody that's a huge Donald Trump fan. Like if I'm like like he's not as great as he like puts off. Like he could handle himself better because he definitely could.
Yeah. I think there's things that he could have did better, but like you
It could
said,
always be better.
video games is a distraction for kids these days too.
But I'm saying it's the whole entire system that could be better. We shouldn't
Yeah.
keep the same thing and just change the people.
You can't.
Nah, it's fucking. It was set up this way. It was set up this way to keep you a slave to money, to fear, authority, to keep you in, you know, low vibes. Low vibes.
Yeah.
Why do you think the news is filled with negativity?
I think they.
Because it gets to your emotions and you're like, oh my God, oh, oh, like, oh, fucking, this world's so fucking scary. And now you've become a hermit.
I think some of that
And
they
now,
make it
and
worse
now,
than what it sounds.
huh?
I said I think they make most of that worse than what it sounds when they show it on national TV or whatever.
I feel like they're fucking with your emotions,
They do,
and you shouldn't allow people to fuck with your emotions.
but they're going to continue to keep doing it though. There's everybody's not like. I mean, there's people that let that get to them and they take it to heart, and then it's just going to be like that.
But to say You can't learn how to, or this is who I've been. This
Yeah.
is who the doctor said I was. Like, why are you letting somebody else dictate who you are? So whenever you go to the grave, you can be like, yeah, like shit. I regret everything in my life because I never did anything that I really wanted to do.
Yeah.
I did everything that everybody else wanted me to do.
Oh yeah. But
And there
some
for the longest time, I did live that way.
yeah.
And I was so frustrated.
But at some point you got to take control of it and do what you want to do and get
Yeah.
in your way. And here, that's why, like, I notice, like, some people when they get bad news, they have a bucket list that they've always wanted to do, and they go out and they do everything they got in that bucket list.
Or at least one thing. Some things you can't do.
Yeah, I don't think you can do them all. I think you got to have a lot of money for that, but that's besides the point. But you at least get some of them knocked down.
I th-
Maybe,
I think what helps me whenever I'm in a bad mood, yeah, I sit there and I gather myself, but I'm not gonna continue to sit there and fucking obsess over it. I'm not gonna sit there and obsess over it because it makes me feel like shit,
yeah,
and I don't like feeling like shit.
I don't think anybody does.
No, but that's why I'm saying like you can learn, you can unlearn, you can learn to unlearn everything you've been taught. Just because and a lot of people will tell you who you are or like how they perceive you, like a girl in school, like say like a pretty girl in school had sex with one person, lost her virginity, and now the whole school is calling her a slut. And then guess what,
Mm,
guess what, a lot of the times,
that happens a lot
a lot of the times she becomes a slut.
because it got stuck in her head from everybody telling her that.
That's why I'm saying watch what you're putting into your mind,
Mm,
because
that's true.
like you have the choice to feed it good or bad thoughts.
Yeah.
You have the choice to sit there and watch the news. Well, I need to know what's going on in the world.
Mm.
Or if we all just shut the fucking news off and was like, no, we're fucking done. We're done. We're done dealing with this.
Yeah.
Like, we're fucking done. And, like, what are they gonna do? Are they gonna fucking kill us all?
I don't think so.
Are they gonna throw us all in prison?
No, they can't throw us all in prison.
No, they can't. That's what I'm saying is, but that's what the news is for. It creates division. And that's why I said on Tuesday, if you think the people that are in control of the world have your best interest at heart, no. They want to keep you fighting amongst your neighbor.
That's why they call it
They
divide and conquer.
they yeah. They want that. And if you know that but still hate your fucking neighbor, then you don't really know it. You haven't really learned the lesson.
Yeah. Mhm. And here, I thought you were supposed to love thy neighbor.
You know, that's what it said. But like back in the day, I'm not saying bad shit didn't happen back in the day because it definitely did. But people had morals. Like it's known that people actually had fucking morals. But Hollywood and the entertainment industry and all of these people, because it's appealing to not have morals. Because
Yeah.
at first, the first time you see it, you're like, wow, I can't believe that person did that. But the more you watch it, the more you become desensitized to it, and then the more you think it's okay.
Yeah.
But no matter what, there's always that little angel on your shoulder that's telling you,
Not to do it.
don't do it.
And then the
Yeah,
little devil pops out.
you know you don't want to do it, but you keep feeding the devil.
Mm.
And that's exactly what it is. And to say that it wasn't done intentionally is
Mhm.
whatever. Like you're shackled in your mind. And they know if you're shackled in your mind, you will never fucking do anything. Never. Because you're too scared. men are so docile and weak. It's almost like women are more fucking like, at least fucking have more control than a man does. Like
You would
men
think.
men have been so misguided. And our most primitive desire is to spread our seed. Like sex is incredible. And that's why they put it in your face. Because they want you to go out there and have sex
Mhm.
with anybody and everybody.
I don't think it should
And
be
I
done.
think that's why a lot of girls have to be fucked up on alcohol because it fucks. It fucks with your head. And then you're, oh yep, fucking I would never sleep with this guy in 100 million fucking years, but since I'm drunk,
They still end
sure,
up
fuck
doing it.
it. Fuck it. And then what if that dude gets you pregnant? Like, and say, what if he was pretending? Because that's what dudes do. Dudes go to the bar, they pretend to be something that they are not, and then fucking take you home, or you take them home, and boom. And what happens if you got pregnant and, well, he really wasn't fucking shit, and now you hate the father or mother of your child just because pointless sex, pointless sex. That's what I'm saying is everything is so fucking pointless now. And it's been since we came out of the womb. Everything is literally fucking meaningless.
Mhm.
Only because it feels good. That's why I do it. That's why I do it. Because I feel so bad as the person that I am that I need to indulge in all of the things that release dopamine in my brain. I have to. Otherwise I couldn't be even the least bit happy. But instead of sitting there thinking, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? Whatever you ask yourself, you're going to find answers for. So ask yourself better quality of questions because you'll find the answers. That's what I started doing. And it's been 6 years. And I feel pretty good. Pretty good.
Mhm.
Like, I'm generally happy. Sure, I work a fucking 9 to 5, or not a 9 to 5. I actually work third shift, but I work a job that don't I'm not passionate about it. I do like the people, like, so that makes it okay. Like, is that where I want to end my life? Like, retire from there? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And I truly believe that everything and anything is possible. And I feel like people who've become famous show you that. Like, people who've done the things that everybody was like, oh, that can't be done. And then somebody fucking does it. Like the first uh 4 minute mile. It was Roger Bannister back in, like 1968. I don't know, but it was Roger Bannister, and everybody was like, "Oh, that's impossible. That'll never be done. You cannot run a mile within 4 minutes." And then he did it, and then the next year at the Olympics, 6 more people did it, and it's because the belief went away. Everybody was like, "That's impossible. That's impossible," and Roger Bannister's like, "I'm gonna do it." And everybody's around him like, "You're fucking crazy. You're never gonna fucking do it. There's no fucking way." And he worked and worked and worked and did it and proved everybody wrong. But if you listen to the people that's surrounding you, that's telling you you can't do it, get new friends. Get get away from those people. They're not good for you. They're tearing you down. And those aren't the people that you need to be around. They want you to stay miserable with them. They want you to listen to them like they did everybody else. And I know because I lived so long like that. Like the first time I worked out of hours, I know I'm like kind of fucking just going. The first time I worked out of hours, like it was to the point where I was like completely unhappy. And all I ever wanted was my father's acceptance. But then, like, I fucking let that shit go. Like, I'm like, I don't even give a shit. Like, me and Emmett got into it, like, whatever. And then we kind of made up. And I went over and seen him, and he's like, I'm so proud of you. Like, shit, I'm not gonna tell you what I wanted to tell you because that would disappoint him. But the acceptance meant nothing because I was miserable, and he didn't know his own son.
Mm.
Like, listen to your kids. Don't always tell them what to do.
Yeah,
You
my
know,
kids are always talking to me, so I can't literally like not hear them because they always talk to me,
right?
and I'm always listening, even though sometimes it don't even make sense what they be talking about, but I still listen. They're kids. They're gonna talk. They're gonna tell you what they want and what they want to do, and it's up to you to help them follow that.
Yeah, you should help them, encourage them. But a lot of parents don't. A lot of parents want you to do exactly what they did because you know how hard it would be to look at your kid and be like, wow, they did everything that I wanted to, but was too scared to. But they won't admit it to themselves, and instead they'll act out fucking in jealous ways, and that's how I know that you're not a healed person. You're not healed, and that's all your problem is, and it's within here. And that's all, and it's not hard.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna say that it's easy, but like it just takes a little bit of work. You got to make it the most important thing. You have to put you number one. You literally have to put you number one to be able to truly get to know yourself. Do you even know yourself? Like, do you really know what you really want? Have you even asked yourself, like, what is it that I truly want in life? Like, if I could do anything and everything, all beliefs aside, if everything was possible, like if I knew that it was going to happen, what would I do?
that's one
What
of the,
what would I want to do?
that's one of them things that are easier said than done, because not everybody can be honest with themselves of what they really want to do.
I mean, but that's people need to learn, and then people want to be so hateful. But you listen to someone, oh, I'm this way because this person did that. Wow. Like there's somebody back from eighth grade. Wow. Fucking Cynthia, you're fucking 60.
What's up, Matt?
And fucking somebody in eighth grade, you're like, uh, the reason I'm this way is because of that. Like, I mean, it's a nice excuse. It sounds good to somebody who doesn't really understand anything. But cause I used to do that. I used to make excuses. I still do from time to time. Like it's just like it's not important, and it's not easy to look at yourself because a lot of the times you're a person that you would be ashamed of. For real. Like whenever I became an alcoholic, I was ashamed, and for like fucking like 10 months of drinking every fucking day, which is the reason why I ended up losing my job of hours. Well, ultimately, it was because I wasn't healed, but I let that be the excuse. I let that be it. And I could have kept telling myself, well, that's why. That's why. I work back out there now. I filled out application after application after application after application. rejected, 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 rejected. Like if you keep throwing something at the fucking wall, eventually it's gonna fucking stick, right? Like God loves a stubborn heart that like just keeps trying. You know what I mean? Like a girl, like a dude, like kind of chasing a girl, a dude that's persistent, like not
Yeah.
like pushy or anything, but he's persistent, you know. And he fucking, you know, she gives in. She's like, okay, like I get it.
Most of the time. Not
Yeah.
all the time.
And so he kept kept trying and trying and trying and trying and trying and
You got
trying and trying.
you got me sitting over here laughing because the way you're doing your hand is like a little cat paw trying to claw at something. I'm sorry. I had a moment of
It's just try. Like
Mm.
and it's never too late. It is literally never too late.
true
Did,
that.
did you know Colonel Sanders was what 63 when he started KFC?
I did not know that.
If he would have been like, "Oh, I can't do nothing. Nope, it's too late. It's too late." He would have never have founded KFC.
That is true.
That never would have happened. Is that you have to be open to it. You have to believe that it can happen for it to be able to become your reality. Because honestly, you create your reality. You dig, dog?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Sorry, I'm like liking everybody's stuff at the same time
We
and
went a
listening
little
to
bit
him.
longer than I had fucking planned to. Wow.
Yeah, I know.
And I feel
We
like
said
I've
we
been
said we were
talking.
gonna be on here for an hour, but you've been doing most of the talking.
I've been
I just been sitting here looking
going.
at you.
But this is shit that I like think of regularly.
Yeah, I know.
And like I know how to talk to people and shit to where like I don't like offend them, but like whenever you tell me, "Oh, I can't do it," like it's too late. Like excuses. Like I have every excuse. Like to fucking like continue rapping
Yeah,
after I had got my fucking DUI and all of me and Busey's plans that we were planning in 2017 for 2018 because I told him I wasn't sound enough in my mind. But
yeah,
I should have just done it because there were songs that will never get heard because I needed to wait. I needed more time. And I kind of,
yeah. I think that's what it takes though to get right and heal yourself is time. It's not a week. It's not 2 days. It's not 3 days. It takes more than a month to heal yourself from things. But you got to take it to a perspective. If you just sit there and start just jumping around thinking that you're already healed, 9 out of 10 times you're not. It takes years to find yourself and heal yourself from certain things.
if somebody does that, I think they're like, they've literally just said, fuck everything. And
That's not gonna work though.
all of my pain went gone, but now I treat people like shit. Now,
No, that pain is not gone. That pain is still there. That pain is going to eat away at you more and more every day. If you think that, there's
yeah,
no way.
it's just, yeah, like when Busey passed, like I was in jail. I didn't get to go to my best friend's visitation or funeral because I fucked up. I take full responsibility for my fuck up. Could I sit here and fucking like I feel like a lot of people that would have been in my situation would have been so would have probably fucking like that was the one fucking dude that I had. Like I knew that I could trust him.
Yeah,
I spent 21 years of my life with the dude. Like we had such a connection. Like it's almost like we could read each other's minds. Like
yeah,
I would say what he was about to say, and he'd be like, "Dude, that's fucking crazy." I'm like, "Tell me about it."
yeah. I think we need a bigger screen because we got messages too.
It's just I could have used that excuse to come out. Like we had plans to do shit in 2018. and we were hinting around it the whole time. But everything fucking fell through because he passed.
Yeah.
And I got out and I still did it. It wasn't nearly as fast, but I had a lot more shit to heal after that. And I realized there was a lot more work. But I've still put out a few songs here and there. Like, I kind of built up a little bit. I started laying like some groundwork,
Yeah.
you know? And I'm not bad. And to say that I'm as good as I'm ever gonna fucking be is totally ignorant because you only get better. You only get better. The more you do something, you only get better. That's how life works.
Of course.
Like, huh?
Matt said, "Time can make scars too." What's up,
Yeah.
Zach?
Everything heals. Um, and sometimes that's what you need is time. But that's exactly what I did. But I mean, I still did music. I still didn't make excuses for myself. I knew that I should have been releasing more music and shit,
Yeah.
but I wasn't right mentally. I wasn't motivated. I didn't have the energy to do it because I felt like getting my mind sound was more important than the music thing. That shit can wait. That shit can wait. Why do I want to chase after something with a fucked up mind?
Yeah.
So I can beat myself up every fucking day whenever it don't happen as quick as I want it to fucking happen? Like,
No.
nah. Like keeping a positive attitude will keep you going. The minute you have a negative attitude, you start feeling bad, and guess what? You run away from the things that bring up negative feelings
Yeah.
because you don't like them. Nobody does. We're all human. We
Yeah.
all have pretty much the same emotions. I feel like some feel them a little bit deeper than others.
Yeah. He says sometimes they don't though, and you gotta keep
Pressing.
pushing. Little ass words.
The showdown. The showdown. But I think we're gonna end this at 2 hours because we were only supposed to go for an hour
Yeah.
because gotta fucking
He's got to go to work.
I gotta go to work. I've fucking done a lot today. Some we'll find out tomorrow.
And here we ended
what
up.
it was.
We ended up saying we were going to be on here for an hour, but I think he did most of the talking. He covered everything for us.
Well, I didn't even use my notes. Like,
I know you went off the top of your head,
yeah, I know.
and here you tell me you had notes, and I'm like, okay, well, great.
It's
I'm thinking you're sitting here talking about your notes, and here this whole time you're just
It's
talk-
literally like I'm literally just telling people like the shit that helped me.
yeah.
And I know if it helped me, then
It'll help them too.
then it can help you. Like the motivational video that fucking like gave me like so many epiphanies.
Yeah.
Like it was so crazy like how it fucking happened. Like for real, I had never been so high in my life and I
Yeah.
was completely sober. Completely sober and I'd never felt better in my life.
Yeah.
And the video was called How Successful People Think. And one of the lines in it, the guy said, like, if you want what successful people have, you have to do what successful people do.
Yeah.
There's a reason why it works for them, and there's a reason why it's not working for you. There's a formula to what they're doing.
And you got to know how to do it.
Yeah, but I mean, do it in your own way. Don't be a copycat
Yeah.
because I mean, we're individuals. And that's why I know the songs that people want to hear. Pussy Money Weed. That's all that I would have to talk about. That is commercial. People
Yeah.
are, oh my god, this song is so fucking fire. Everybody thinks that. Why? Is that a coincidence that everybody thinks that? Or is somebody controlling your mind
Yeah.
without you knowing they're controlling your mind?
And here, I kind of wonder most of the things that they do
because the
say.
shit's being forced upon you. But since you're watching the TV, since you're listening to it,
Yeah,
you think that it's your idea. But really, it's just
I
because
think,
society tells you that's, that's what's cool. And
I
if
think,
you want to be cool, well, I better follow the sheep. And I did it. I was that. I was that. I followed fucking people just so I could fit in. Sure, it made my life a little bit easier, but I always knew that I was different. Like I always had that feeling, and I feel like everybody probably has that feeling. We all know we're different,
if we were the
and it's
same,
because we are. But if you go out in the public, you'll see that everybody's being influenced by something bigger than themselves. Something is planting the ideas within your head
yeah,
and doing it, and a lot of it, like a rebellious kid. I know I tell my kid, I don't tell my kid, hey, don't do that. I don't. If he hurts himself, guess what? He's gonna hurt himself, and then he's gonna learn that shit hurt. I'm not gonna do it again.
man, boys still do that stuff.
But he may have not done it had I told him, hey, don't do that. You tell somebody, hey, like, don't drink that beer. You plant the idea within their head, and we all have it. Somebody tells you not to do something, and you want to prove them wrong. But for some odd reason, whenever it comes to shit that you actually want to care about, you you don't.
Yeah,
Somebody said, "Oh, don't drink beer." First thing you want to do, and the parent planted the idea within the head of the child. Don't do that. I know I've heard it countless times. I told you not to do that. Well, you kind of set them up for failure.
yeah,
Like, why'd you plant the idea within their head?
it happens.
Well, I told you not to. Why even fucking mention it? Maybe they weren't gonna do that, but since you did, but I mean, we only learn from experience. Like, we only learn from experience.
Yeah,
You don't learn from listening, and that's kind of where I'm at now. I've studied so much fucking knowledge for the past 6 years, like constantly filling myself with fucking knowledge, and yeah. But now, whenever I fucking step up to like do something that I'm not comfortable with, I know that I'm good, and I tell myself, and that's why I wanted to make my mind sound first before I just like jumped into it. But no matter what, you would get comfortable with it. But I just felt like I would be more comfortable if I had control over my mind before, you know, I did something and then I'd beat myself up and then get pissed off and then drink and then smoke and then, all right, well, a week's passed now. Now I'm gonna do it again. Now I'm gonna try it again. And sometimes that's how people do it. But I think those are the rich people that end up dead,
yeah,
like Juice World. You know, like money doesn't make you happy. I don't, and I'm not a millionaire, but I've had quite a bit of money, and it didn't change me. I was still the same. I still talk to people how I talk to people because I know who I am. Somebody that thinks money makes them a better person, you're gonna talk to people in a very shitty way because you think you're better than them because oh I have money, so now I'm entitled to talk to somebody that doesn't have money like shit. No, that's not true. Oh, I have a position of authority, so now I can abuse that authority and treat people like shit. Like, no, those are the people that shouldn't have those jobs. You shouldn't have that job. You shouldn't. And I think that says something about your character and the fact that fucking places keep these people. And it's literally fear. It's literally fear of what's gonna happen. Like, oh, what happens if I don't? So I better go do it. Like life goes on no matter what happens. I mean, unless you die. We're gonna end it.
Yeah, y'all have a good night.
I went on forever.
Yes, he did.
Forever, forever, ever. Thank you, much love. I hope you listened and
Had a great night.
maybe learn something that you didn't. Trust me, I've been studying shit for 6 motherfucking years, and I ain't really expressed that shit to nobody, and this shit is waiting to come out. And this is only the beginning.
Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Peace.